Today we're going to be having some fun with food. Now, I always have fun when I'm making food, but this is going to be a little bit extra fun, I think. We're going to be making this. Now, at first glance, you think, spaghetti. Is it? This is going to be for dessert. It comes from Germany. Apparently, it's a German delight. It's served all over Germany in the ice cream parlors. I discovered this when I was on Facebook recently, and I saw this picture, and the friend of mine who had posted this said that this was a dessert that she really missed from growing up in Germany. And I looked at it, thought, this looks like spaghetti. I've got to find out more about this because it's a dessert. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to love eating regular spaghetti as a dessert when the rest of the family was having, ice cream. We'd go out and I'd just get a side order of spaghetti. But this was really ice cream that looked like spaghetti. I had to know a little bit more about the history. I had to find out how to make it, and we are going to be making that today. So the first step is going to be you have to thaw the ice cream just enough to be able to work with it to look like spaghetti noodles. So I'm going to my freezer. I've got a pint of vanilla ice cream. Take the lid off. It's got that little protective cover. I'm going to take that off. And I'm going to be putting this into the regular refrigerator. Now, what I didn't have a lot of recipes telling me, because I tried to do some research on this, was how long do you leave it in there to kind of thaw? So I went to Copilot and I said, Copilot, I am making spaghetti ice. I need to know how long to leave my ice cream in the refrigerator after taking it out of the freezer so that I can work with it. How long should that be?
You do well to leave it in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes. This will soften it up just enough for your spaghetti ice creation without turning it into a melty mess. Enjoy making your dessert masterpiece.
Thank you, Copilot. So, we are going to be leaving that ice cream in the refrigerator portion for about 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to be setting my timer. And in the meantime, I'm going to be getting the topping ready. So I'm going to be cutting the tops off of a bunch of strawberries here. Basically about 1 cup worth of strawberries. Now, I'm using my smoothie blender from ODIFORGO that I recently reviewed, and I really like it. But, there are a lot of different brands out there. So whatever you might happen to have available, we're going to be making up the little strawberry puree. We're going to be quartering our strawberries. Now, recipes that I saw showed using a little bit of lemon juice. I'm not sure how necessary this is, but it doesn't take very much. That's all I'm going to use. We don't want to make this too liquefied. And this is totally optional, but it was a recommendation to use a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's not very much. Like I say, it's optional. You don't need to use it at all. Just use the natural sugars from the strawberry on there good and tight. And that should do it. We're going to set that off to the side. We'll use that after we've brought our ice cream out of the refrigerator. So that's going to happen in just a few moments here. I'm going to put that in the refrigerator while we're waiting on the ice cream to be ready. Okay, while we're just waiting for the last little bit of time in the refrigerator, let me tell you about how spaghetti ice came to be what it is. After World War II, a lot of Italian immigrants moved up to Germany for economic reasons. and they brought their love for gelato with them. Now, across Germany today, there are probably a little over 4,000 ice cream parlors, and I understand about 3,000 of those are still run by Italian ancestries. So it was in one of these Italian-run ice cream parlors that one of the owners invented the spaghetti ice. And since recipes really are not copyrightable, it was able to spread, which was a good thing because it made the dish very popular all across Germany, and it becomes a fan favorite dessert in that country. So that's kind of the history of where it came from, why it's popular there. And I always kind of wondered after hearing about this, why did all those Italians go there in the first place? Economic opportunity after the war. With that said, let's get things ready to do this. Got the ice cream, the topping, and what Gunnar is really going to be looking for, whipped cream. Because we're going to start out with a bed of whipped cream. Come here, Gunnar. This is what he's looking forward to, I promise you. Gunnar, come here. Okay, I have here a potato ricer, which is good for a lot of other vegetables too, and also happens to be great for doing spaghetti ice. I'm gonna load this full of our ice cream here, which is feeling nice and soft. And it also just happens to be about the right size for a pint of ice cream. Let's see how this works. And I've got a knife here to kind of cut it off. This is looking terrific. Top this with a little bit of our sauce, our strawberry puree. Now, if you really want to go all out, you can get a little white chocolate, run it across the shredder, make it look like some Parmesan, and this would be ideal. So, we already know it's vanilla ice cream, it's gonna taste great. Whipped cream, it's gonna taste great. Strawberry puree, it's gonna taste great. So, this is kind of a given. Tastes pretty great, but it also looks great. It looks fun. So if you're having trouble getting your kids to eat ice cream, try this. Like you're gonna have trouble with that. But it's a lot of fun to do anyway. So until next time, bye-bye.